Hey guys, it's Julie from Extra Fangirl, and today I'm going to be doing the first time tag. So this tag was created by ToughAngelBooks, and she tagged me a really long time ago, like talking August, September, and I've just been so behind on all of my tags. So if you have tagged me in anything recently, first off, always let me know, like on Twitter or something if you tag me, just so that I am sure that I know. And I will get to it eventually. I've been really bad. But yeah, so I am going to be doing this tag today. And let's get started. Alright, so number 1 is the first book that you remember reading. God, okay, so when I was little, I did not like to read at all. First grade, I was actually in like the assisted reading class because I just wasn't reading at the right level. I think I had trouble reading and stuff. I also was like going to speech therapy, so I'm sure that had something to do with just like my cognitive development. But the first book that I remember I used to love Green Eggs and Ham. Obviously by Dr. Seuss, because it was kind of like longer, I feel like, than most kids' books, so like I always felt smart reading it. I was like, yeah, I'm reading this like, what was it, like 30-page book. I was like, yeah, whatever, like I read Green Eggs and Ham, it's no big. The other books I remember reading though that like when I was little, I had like a obsession with dogs for a very long time. So for a very long time the only books that I read were dog books. So I remember reading the Biscuit series was one of my favorite books. The main dialogue in that book was limited to pretty much woof woof. That was Biscuit's response to everything. But yeah, those are like really like my earliest book memories probably. Number 2 is the first book that you fell in love with. The book that I usually accredit with getting me into reading is Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell, I think is the author's name, and I read this in either 3rd or 4th grade for a book project, for a book report, and I loved it, and it really kind of like showed me that I could enjoy reading, so I'm obviously incredibly grateful to that book. So I guess that's probably the first book I fell in love with. The only other one that I could probably think of is, like, the first book that like got me into like series and like serious reading was Twilight. Unsurprisingly. That book is really a catalyst for a lot of people. So that one too could probably be like, that's like the first series I think I fell in love with, because I read Harry Potter after that. Okay, number 3 is your first character crush. So this would probably have to go to either Edward or Jacob from Twilight, because like I said, the books that I read before that really were like all about dogs, which is kind of not okay, not socially acceptable, bestiality, I'm not really a supporter of that. So yeah, I would probably have to either go to Edward and Jacob or like Harry Potter, but I read him afterwards, so I liked Edward and Jacob before Edward. I was always team Edward. I remember coming out of the movie theater for New Moon, and like I think everyone who read the books was like team Edward, but like I was with all my friends and they'd all read the books, but like, I mean, come on, like Taylor Lautner in New Moon was hot. So everyone comes out of New Moon and they're like, oh my god, I'm so team Jacob now, and I got so mad. I was like, no, you must be team Edward. Team Edward is for the win. And I was really passionate about this. Like, it was a source of argument. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Edward for that one. Okay, so number 4 is the first book that you read today. Today I was earlier reading City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I'm like trying to get on the TMI bandwagon. I read City of Bones in January, and I've been meaning to get this one up, and I definitely am liking it a lot more than City of Bones. Not that I disliked City of Bones, but like the beginning of it for me was a little difficult to get through. But this one I'm really into it, and I'm about halfway through. I'm on like page 225-ish maybe. I'm really enjoying it, which I'm excited about. Number 5 is the first book that you fell asleep with. I don't know. I'm gonna go with, I feel like I definitely fell asleep reading The Maze Runner, because I read it in middle school, and I was in this club called Battle of the Books, and we were supposed to like read the books, and then we were split into like teams, and then we were supposed to like answer trivia questions about them, and I was supposed to read Maze Runner, and it was the day before, and I hadn't read it, so I spent like all day. I remember being downstairs in the playroom, which is like the spare bedroom. It's where I used to play when I was a kid. I remember being down there just like on the couch all day reading for hours. So I feel like I probably fell asleep reading that book, but I can't really remember any other books that like I legitimately fell asleep with. So I'll go with that. Maze Runner by James Dashner. Alright, number 6, the first book-to-movie adaptation that you have read or seen. Again, for most of these it's gonna be either like Harry Potter or Twilight. When Twilight came out in 2012. How old was I? What's this year? It's 2016. I'm gonna be 18, 20, right? Twilight came, maybe it didn't come, maybe Twilight came out in 2010. Hold on. Oh god, Twilight came out in 2008. Okay, okay, that would make more sense, because 2012 I was in 8th grade. So I graduated elementary school in 2009. So probably Twilight is gonna be my guess, because I hadn't really watched Harry Potter before I read it, and I read Twilight before that. If Twilight came out then, I'm gonna say probably Twilight, that I read and watched before I read and watched the first Harry Potter. 7 is the first book to movie soundtrack that you loved, and this one definitely goes to Twilight, because I remember being obsessed with that soundtrack. Supermassive Black Hole was like, I was obsessed with that song. That's the song they sing in the baseball scene. And Bella's Lullaby I remember loving, Clair de Lune, or whatever it's called. So I definitely remember being obsessed with that soundtrack when it first came out. So number 8 is the first book that made you cry. It was definitely something with a dog. Definitely. No doubt about it. I probably cried in Island of the Blue Dolphins, but I probably cried in dog books before that. I don't think did I ever read a Lassie? Because I would cry in Lassie movies, I remember. I remember one in particular where she fell down a waterfall, and you're watching a Lassie movie and you know something bad's gonna happen to Lassie, but she's gonna be okay. And my mom had my parents had friends over, and I came downstairs crying. I was like, Lassie fell down a waterfall and I just don't know. And they're like, it'll be okay. It's a movie, first off, and Lassie's always okay. But I actually only I think I started reading a Lassie book and didn't finish it because it was kind of boring. Oh yeah. Okay, it was just I stopped midway through because she was just walking around this lake for several pages. I don't know. It was definitely something with the dog. I can't remember a specific name, but it no doubt had to do with the dog. I mean, honestly, today that's really the thing that'll get me to cry in a book. It's still gotta be animals. I cried in Tifios, obviously, but I didn't bawl. I got teary, and I remember reading it. I just had to look away, kind of inhale and sniffle a little, and then start reading again. But I read The Art of Racing in the Rain last year, and I finished it. I kind of just sat there because it also kind of struck home for me, and I just kind of sat there and was just I didn't bawl again, but I definitely cried. And then I went downstairs and I grabbed my dog and I cried more. So yeah, definitely something with a dog. I don't know what though. Number 9 is the first booktuber that you watched, Christine from Poland Banana Books. I think I found BookTube through her. I think I was looking up Clockwork Angel or something, and she came up and I was like, oh, what is this? And I just started watching her videos, and here I am now. So thanks, Christine. You have brought me into this world. That sounds wrong. That sounds like she gave birth to me, which she didn't because my mom did that. But yeah, I definitely owe it to Christine for getting me into BookTube, which obviously I'm so grateful for, because where would I be without this? Sad. Probably. Alright, number 10 is the first YouTuber book that you bought. I don't think I've bought any. I'm gonna buy Zenith by Sasha from A Book Utopia, so that'll probably be the first YouTuber book that I've bought. Well, I mean, does John Green count? Because I've bought his books. We'll say John Green counts, so we're gonna go with Tifios, because that was the first John Green book I bought. We'll go with that. Alright, and the last question, which is question 11, 10, 1, 11, is the first book you bought because a booktuber talked about it. And for this, I'm gonna have to go with Throne of Glass, because I found BookTube actually around this time last year, and I remember seeing that series talked about a lot, and I'd actually read, because I remember seeing it on my Nook before, and I had downloaded the novellas, which are in Assassin's Blade, and I'd started reading them because I'd saw Throne of Glass, and I was like, oh my god, this book sounds so cool. It's totally right up my alley. I need to read it. And I just never finished the novellas. I never read it. I didn't know where to start with the novellas. That was the problem. But Assassin's Blade, obviously, it has them in lovely chronological order, which was perfect for me. So Throne of Glass. So I got into that series because of BookTube, and I am so happy I did, because I love that series, because it's amazing. And Sarah J. Maas is amazing. Yeah. Alright, so those are all of the questions for the first time tag BookTube edition. I want to thank Tiffany from ToughAngelBooks for tagging me in this, and I want to apologize for it taking so long for me to do. This was an awesome tag. I encourage any of you who want to do it to do it. Julia, let's try and keep up on the tags that you're tagged in, alright? Alright, you do that, girl. I'm a horrible procrastinator. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. All of my social media links are down below in the doobly-doo. Ah, boom boom boo doo doo boo. I have such good rhythm. Ba-na-na. Dab. Oh god. But yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Live long and prosper, guys. Hey guys, it's Julia from Extra Fangirl, and today I'm going to be watching and reacting to the trailer for Me Before You, which just dropped this past Wednesday, I think. I don't know if you guys can read this because of the lighting, but it says Me Before You trailer talk. 2,000 words of your novel in the month. The same people who run NaNoWriMo also do Camp NaNoWriMo, which takes place in April, and you really can just choose whatever writing project you want, and you set your word count and try to reach it in the month. So this video is really just me announcing that I will be participating this year in Camp NaNoWriMo. Today is April 1st, which means that it is the kickoff day, and I am wearing my Write Like You're Running Out of Time shirt from Hamilton, and I'm so excited